Hello everyone, I'm happy to say that the first BobMapper beta is out. Thank you for all the support I got on the trailer. I'm rushing to get this video out, so the editing will be very lo-fi. Now, before you go and jump to the download link, I recommend that you watch this video in its entirety. In part 1 of this video, I want to talk about a few important things. They're pretty important, but if you don't care, then you can skip to part 2 from the video timeline. Firstly, this is a beta. There are missing features, there will certainly be bugs. Your duty when using this program is to document any and all bugs and unexpected behavior. For that, you can contact me through email, which you can see on screen. Don't do it in the comment section because it looks kind of stupid. Okay, so when is the full version coming? I don't know. It depends on a lot of things, and I don't like setting deadlines for myself since they're pretty restrictive. For me, the biggest reason why I even made this editor is because I love programming, and when you set a deadline, it kills a lot of the fun. What will the full version have that the editor currently doesn't? The full version will have apartment levels, door buttons and cables, an easier way to get your levels into a game, because right now it's a bit of an involved process, alongside a plethora of other quality of life improvements. Will you make a mobile editor? Most likely no. I mean, you should never say never, but it would be a massive headache for me. Like, a lot of the stuff in the editor is dependent on PC stuff, and it would be very hard to port over. Will there be a Robbery Bob 2 level editor? I'm not against it. Personally, I do like the second game more, but currently it's not planned. What's your favorite Sopranos character? I'd go with Chrissy. He's weak, he's out of control, and he's become an embarrassment to himself and everyone else. Now everything's clear, let's go into the editor. Go to the link in the description and look to the right side of the page. Under releases, click on the first one that is there. Should be the latest one, and it should be 0.1.1 as of making this video. Now click on the first zip file, BobMapper beta, blah blah blah. Not the source code, don't click on that. Click here, it'll ask you where to save it. It doesn't matter where you save it. Once it's done downloading, right click on it and open it with a zip program. I recommend 7-zip. And now just drag it in wherever you like. I recommend documents since it is pretty easy to find. But make sure it's not somewhere like program files because there it will break some stuff. So just drag it in. I already had it, so let me just replace it. Don't worry, that's just Windows doing something. And there it is. Okay, so now let's go over how you should use it. So open up the exe, create a new map. Here it will ask you for width and height. I recommend that you make it in a range between 12 and 36 and make it a even number because otherwise it tends to calculate stuff a bit wrong. So I'll do a 16 by 12. And the tile set, this is what textures you'll be using. Stripper is the advanced levels. So we'll go with suburbs. He'll ask you to create the map. I recommend that you put it in the My Maps folder right here within BobMapper. Here, you can name it whatever, it doesn't really matter. I decided to not give it a name. And here we are. The first step I would do if I were you is to go to help and shortcuts and get familiar with this. So you can select any of the tools with the keyboard. You can delete the selected object. You can zoom in and out, pan the camera, and do other stuff. So I would start by painting the floor. So we'll go over here, then go over to the asset gallery right here, and select floor. Okay, select whatever and start doing it. You have to click every single tile individually because I'm too lazy to program it so you can hold it, but yeah. This is gonna be such a terrible tutorial because I'm really bad at talking and explaining stuff. Okay, so just do whatever. It's really annoying, but I can't be bothered to fix it. Okay, now you have, for example, if you have a texture like this one, where it has like a little corner like this, you can right click, still with the floor tool selected. You can right click and you can rotate it around. Actually, technically you're flipping it, but whatever. Now let's make some walls. There are some things you should know about walls. I'll get to them as I'm making them, so we'll just do this. I selected the select tool with S. Select the wall. Here it will show up in the property panel all of the things. Here you can change the texture. Now if you have both the properties and the layers expanded, it tends to like make the asset gallery very small, so I recommend if you're browsing around the textures, you should probably hide those two. So you can just make one of the sides green or whatever. You can make it paper thin or a window. It doesn't display the window, but it will display in game. Don't use this texture because it's a bit broken. Now you can press E for the select tool, for the move tool I mean, and you can move the wall around. When you're making a room, make sure it is sealed. So I'll show you what I mean by sealed. You have to select every wall as you create it, every object. I haven't made it so that you can, so that when you create an object, it automatically selects it. I'll probably add it in a future version, but right now you need to, after you create a wall, you have to go over to the select tool, select it, and now you can move around. Now, give a nice door, and there we go. This is what a sealed room looks like. Let's fill it with something. Not every texture is going to work. Some textures will not work because I used a script to add all of the textures from the game files. And some of them either they just won't show up or they'll show some absolute garbage. So if you find any textures, make sure you write them down and then you know, send a message over so I can know which textures to fix. So now we have our room. Oh, and one more thing about the walls. When you create a wall like this and it goes into one like this, it intersects it, then the vertical wall, you should split it in two at the intersecting point because otherwise it tends to make it ugly. Like it creates like a visual bug where the wall just sort of like phases through and it z-fights and it's really bad. So if you have a wall like this, split around. Let's delete it for now. And probably the two most important objects in any level are, they're in the misc category. So select it, and it is the spawn. And the main loot. The map probably won't work if you don't have those two in the map. Props is pretty much the same as the wall. It's self-explanatory, so is the loot and the door. As for the pad point, when you create two pad points like this, you have a pad point ID. When you want to connect one pad point to the other, you just look at this pad point ID. It's a little cut off. I don't know why that is. I'll probably fix it in the next version. So just you have pad point ID 2 and pad point ID. On the first pad point, we'll set the next pad point to be number 2, and now they're connected. And to add an NPC to it, just add an NPC. Select whatever. I don't think the dog is gonna work with the pad points, but just select one of these, and then select which pad point will be the first one, and give it that ID. So also, after you're done with your map, you're happy with it, you can go over and you can save it. And the magic comes right here. Compile to. This is what will create the working map. So this is the file that you'll be putting in the game and you'll be playing. So it doesn't really matter what you name it, because when you put in the game, you have to rename it to something else. So it doesn't matter. And once it's done, it will show up where it put it. Okay, so now you have your .lev file right here. What you do with it? Well, the process is going to differ on whether or not you're playing on the Steam version or on the Android version. Okay, so for you to be able to play your levels on the Steam version, you need to get a decrypted version of the resources.date file. So go over to your Robbery Bob directory. Mine is in D, Steam Library, Steam Apps, blah, blah, blah. But yours will probably be in Program Files 86. Steam Apps Common, and it should be here, Robbery Bob. But mine is in here, right? So we can't edit this file right now. Need to get this one. I'll have it in the description, so just download it. And wait for it. And here it is. We have it downloaded. Go back to where your Robbery Bob directory is and paste it over. Say yes to replacement, and there it is. Now what you can do is you can right click, 7-zip, open, and it will open up just like a normal archive. Go over to common levels, and these are all the levels within the game. Now you might see that the file names don't really match up with anything, like what the hell is Baby Candy or Hilly Ben? Well, those are the internal names, and they are different from the actual name of the level. Some are not that different, like for example Winter Mission 1, you could probably tell what that is. But if you want to replace a specific level, then you should open up this file right here, levels.xml, open it up. And here it will show up every single level in the game and what its actual name is. So like for example, extras2 is actually called bonus2 high security. So if you want to replace extras2, you have to replace this file. So how do we do that? Let's say, for example, I want to replace the first level in the game. That's babycandy.lev. We go back to the .lev file that we just created, and we rename it to babycandy.lev. Now, go back to your Robbery Bob directory. 7-zip, open. Yeah, again, we go into levels right here, and we slide over. It will ask you if you want to replace it, and there we go. And now you can play your level in the Steam version. Now let's get to the Android version. This one is gonna be much harder, so pay close attention. Here we will need to get a moddable Robbery Bob 1 APK. Well, technically this is not an APK, this is a zip, but this is all the contents of the Robbery Bob 1 APK taken out, so you can edit them. So just download this zip file. It will be again in the description. Download it. I already had it on my computer, but I guess it's gonna download again. And here it is. So just go to 7, go to the zip, extract to blah blah blah, and wait for it to extract. And here we have it. You can rename this to whatever you want, but you open it up, and the levels are going to be in assets, common levels. We have the same thing here with levels.xml again. Do know that this is an older version of the APK, and also the mobile version will not let you save your progress. So you have to start over from scratch. So if you haven't done it already, save your progress in Google Play and then uninstall Robbery Bob 1 from your device. And let's do the same thing here. We'll replace babycandy.lev right here. Well, it's just to replace. We'll do it. And now we have this. Okay, this is where things get kind of difficult. So really listen to me very carefully. So go back to BobMapper and go inside of tools. This is what we'll be using right now. So now hold shift, very important, hold shift, right click, and it will show up this new option, open PowerShell window here. And open this white window here. And we'll be typing in a couple of commands here. Let me just pull them up. Type java.jar. Very important. Make sure you have Java installed. But I bet most of you do because you like playing Minecraft. So type Java space -jar space. Now drag in apktool like this, and it will pop it up like this. Space. Then B space. And now drag in this folder, the one that contains these files. Slide over like this. It will show up like this. And click enter. And wait for it to do its thing. Once it's done, it will show you where it created the APK. It's in this folder, dist, and here it is. So now keep the PowerShell window open and type java dash jar. Now drag in Uber APK signer in like this yet again. Space. Now let me see what commands I had to type in. Space double dash apks space, go back to dist like this and drag in this apk here. Press enter and it will show up this. It'll create two files. The ID signature, we don't need that, and this. This is the APK we'll be injecting into our phone, but you can't, don't go in just yet, because if you try to drag this into your phone, it will not work. You have to do it through, again, another tool. So now close this PowerShell window. Go over to Tools again, Platform Tools, latest Windows. Now the Platform Tools, we're gonna do the same thing. Hold Shift, right click, open PowerShell window here. Before you do this, you will need to do something on your phone. So you need to, again, uninstall Rubbery Bob if you haven't done that already. Now go over to your phone, About, Software Information. This is how it is on Samsung. You should have this, the build number, and you have to click it 7 times. And I have it already enabled, so it will say no need developer mode has been enabled. Go back a bit and you'll see developer options here. Scroll down to USB debugging and turn it on. So once you have that ready, plug in your phone using an USB like this. You can close this window because we won't be using it. Now open up Platform Tools, hold Shift again, open PowerShell. Now you're gonna type the following command: /adb install -r-d space. Now drag in this, the Rubbery Bob version whatever, aligned debug signed, this one that we created using Uber APK signer. So just drag it in here and click enter. And we've done it. You should see on the recent apps thing that you now have your modded game in. So that's it for now. Hope you have fun with the level editor.